In this video we're going to try and make a set of steps to go up the side of the building. We'll start off putting a rectangle box. We'll put it on the floor, right click, double click, right click, make rope, just as a reference point. Along the top in our 1001 bit tools, there's a selection along here which is build single flight, build standard, several different ways you can build staircases. We'll go for the single, and I've already set up some parameters on here because it's a bit trial and error for me. I can never work out what's what and what, but a few trial and errors. We have a type A stairs, which is like a solid concrete type stairs. B stairs is more floating. C had like an RSJ sort of edge, doesn't print very well. Or the type D, which I think we're after, is open tread, some boards on the side, prints alright. So we'll put in there build staircase. We'll click on this box, reference box there, and we'll click along the edge, and that'll build our stairs for us. And if we use a reference box, we know it'll go flat to the edge of the building. So first job, pick tool, and let's move the bottom edge into position. Click on the edge and line it up with the bottom edge. So now we want to find out where the floor is. So we'll put the ruler on the bottom edge, constrain it to the up, click there, and we know there, that line there is our floor level. We'll click on the stairs and we'll click on this scaling tool. First off, we'll scale it in, but we want to go quite a bit past so we can make a bit of a landing. And then if we click the middle, we'll constrain it to the blue axis, and we can't constrain it to a line because we've got handrails on there, and so it's a bit of eyeballing about there. There we go, start of our staircase. Pick tool, click away. Now it's all on one group, so we want to double click. This is the handrails. We want to cut the handrails, click away, edit, paste in place. So these are the handrails we can work off then. Double click. Double click the handrails. The left hand one we won't be using, not on this staircase. Gone. And what we want to do is extend the stair landing, give us a bit of room to put a door on the side of the building at a later stage. So we highlight, push pull tool, pull this along, reference it off the edge, escape off that one, double click that one, done. Pick tool, double click the middle set, push pull again, double click, and it'll make us a little landing. Pick tool, click away. Now this handrail goes down the middle. I don't know what they call it, the side bit, the riser. Anyway, what we need to do is draw a line up here so we can connect a handrail that goes all the way around. So pencil, pick the midpoint of the group, click, constrain it with the up arrow, which takes us up the blue axis. Just go past where that is, the other handrail is. Escape. So now we've got a reference point. Onto the handrail, click on the end point of the handrail, constrain it on the green axis till it reaches that point there, and then we go across on the red axis to the wall. Spacebar, select, we'll get rid of that geometry, and that geometry. So we've now got a handrail that will run all the way around and down. And what we need to do is join this line up, because at the moment it'll be in separate pieces. So we do Control, click, click, wrong, right click, explode. So now we can edit straight into that. So click, Control, click, select and select. Up on our toolbar, this is another good toolbar to get, freebie. It's called the JHS Power Bar. Excellent tool, does lots and lots of things. But for now, we want to make this one continuous line. So we go up to there and it says Super Weld, and it'll weld it together. So now we click away, we click on here, we have one continuous line, which is what we need. We'll do a save, always good to save. Next we want some spindles. Now because we're going to print this, hopefully FDM, we'll go down to the bottom, we'll get a rectangle tool, come across, in the dimensions we'll go 0.1, 0.1, comma 0.04, enter. Now that is the same thickness as our glazing bars, and if you can print your glazing bars you can print your spindles. Double click. There's another little add-on which is Face Center Find. I'm not sure who supplies it, but you can Google Sketchup where you get the downloads from, and you click on here and you put center and it will automatically put a center point in it. So if we double click, Control, click the center point, make a group, and now we want to move it, we can just click and we've got a center point already on there. So what we want to do is move it up to the end of our handrail. So this will be, move it along a bit, I think, constrain it on the green. This will be our first spindle. So then we want to right click, make component, and we'll call this steer spindle. Now once we create a component on there, if we make 20 pieces of this and it's wrong, we only have to edit one and it will change all the other components, which is a time saver if you're not quite sure if it's going to fit or whatever. Anyway, so we double click and then we'll push pull tool and we'll pull it down until we reach the bottom, and then we'll come down a bit more to the midpoint. So then this is embedded in there and we're good to go. Yeah. So another plugin that you will require, extension, is Path Copy. These can all be googled and you'll get a link to them, and you just download, install the path copy plugin, and away you go. So if we select, no, there is one thing with path copy, it needs its own axis. At the moment the axis there is red along there, green along there. Now I know for a fact it won't work. So what we do is we double click on the axis tool, put it in the middle, and instead of going red that way, we'll go red that way, we'll go green that way, and then blue that way. And if we spacebar, click away, it says would you like to update, and we say yes. Now when we click on that, the axis is different to our world axis. Our world axis goes green front to back, this green goes left to right now. It'll all become clear when we try and put the spindles on. Highlight the handrail, then we go extensions, path copy. Get this funny little arrow, and if you look down the bottom here, it says select group or component to copy. We'll click on that, and there it's copied, hopefully, all the components around. Now measurements, if you put point, or say 1, it will split it to 10 mil in between. So unless you want it on every single step, we'll say we'll do it at 0.4 and see what happens. Looks about right, each step getting 1. I'm not sure if it's in building regs, but hey ho. Spacebar, select. Now it's left us with an extra one there. We'll delete that. We'll do a Control Z, because really we can move that one along underneath there. So click on and move it along. I think it's now the red axis. No, it's the green axis. Put about there. Hopefully it should be good. Now what we will need to do is group all these spindles. So if we click on one, on the right hand side we should have a tab called components. In the components we'll have a stair spindle. Click on that, right click, and it will come down to the bottom. It will say select instances, which will select all our spindles up there. Don't worry about this odd one. If we right click now, we'll make a group, and all them spindles now are selected in our group. And we press escape, it will let go of that spare spindle. So now our spindles are in a group, handrail and stairs, 3 different groups. To top the handrail, to top the spindles, we need a handrail. So what we need to do is come down to the bottom, same again, rectangle tool, same size as the spindle. We'll do a 0.1, 0.4, which it is, press enter. 0.1, 0.04, enter. So there we go. We've got our handrail. Do the same again, we'll add a centre point to it, and we'll press Control, add the centre point, make a group, so we can move it around on the centre. So we want to move that handrail up to there. So hopefully the handrail, you want to go top? No, I think you might want to go top. Oh no, right, no. We'll go there. We'll give that a go and see what happens. Pick tool. I think we'll have to explode this one. Click on it, explode. pick the handrail, pick the tool and F called Follow Me. So we click on that and it says now we need to pick what we want to follow up this handrail, and we click there. We've now got, hopefully, a handrail that will run up and around and into the wall. Not too sad. The only thing is our geometry is out a bit here, so we need to double click on the stairs, get into our group, push pull, bring out level with the spindles, escape, same again that side, pick tool, pick the middle one, push pull, escape. So it should be flat there because we need that for printing and we need a flat side there for printing. Click away, click the stairs, handrail. Is that false? We haven't grouped the handrail. Triple click the handrail, which is not happening. Triple click the handrail, right click, make a group. Handrail, control, spindles, keep control, stairs, right click, make a group. We've got the stairs. File, export STL, export. I'll put it down as test on mine. Okay, that's that done. Save it. Then we need to go to Prusa Slicer. Open, test. It appears too large, press OK. On the X scale factor, 1, enter. And there we go, we've got our stairs. Right click, fix brunette fab. If we've done it right, hopefully, the stairs should fix. Right click, export your STL, and it will save as your test. Save it. Do you want to replace? Yes. So now we've got our STL. What we've got to do is that will not print too great because of the overhangs. So we need to cut it up a bit. Click on. Place on face, we'll place the end bit first on the bed. So now we've got the stairs and the landing. Go to the cut tool and now we can cut the bottom off. So you use a slider. It tells you actually on a scale here, if we press 1, that should take, because we know this is 1 millimeter thick, that will cut that back rail off. So it's keep upper, keep lower, perform cut. So now we've got a separate piece there which is flat and will print. We'll come in 3 bits in the end and we'll have to glue it together to get it any good. Place on face, escape, click on the object, place on face, and then we'll do the side bit. So now, actually if we place on the other face, we should be able to cut the top off. Cut, or cut the bottom off rather, so we should be 1 millimeter thick again. Put 1, enter, and that should cut that board off the other edge. Perform cut, there we go. So now we've got 3 pieces. this one, place some face and turn it over. So arrange them. Now in theory that should print because you've got a good base on the bottom, no overhangs, it's flat and that's flat. Now what I would do now is File, Export, but export the plate as an STL, and then it'll export all things, all your objects together. So if you open it now, you'll get a duplicate, you'll get all three pieces coming at once. Slice, and then this will give us some idea if it's going to print or not. On the right hand side we'll bring our slider right down to the base layer. This is the important one. If we get the base layer right, we're on a roll. Go back to the start and you can just walk through it and it will see where the print head's going to go, and it looks like it's printing all our objects. And then basically it's just let it go, send it to your printer, and you should, in theory, get a set of steps out of it. Glue the side bit on there and the end rail on there, and with a bit of super glue, and I'm sure that's going to be fine. Well, there was one thing that someone had a problem with in the settings where they couldn't print very fine objects. So if you go into your printer settings, machine limits, nope, extruder, no, it might be print settings, detect, on this one here, detect thin walls. You must have that checked. If we uncheck that and go back to the platter, and if you look now, half them bars have gone because we're not detecting thin walls. It was John was having a problem with that, and let's say it was one in the print settings, detect thin walls. There was just one thing that was out of place, and there it is. Go back again. Right, that's all for now.